rights advocate Terry Schilling. Terry, what's your reaction to that report? We've seen multiple studies that children with gender dysphoria grow out of those feelings, 80 to 90%. They grow out of them by the time they hit age 18. So it's a question of whether or not these schools are even trained to handle this and whether or not they're informing parents. You know what I mean, Terry? What's your reaction to the story?
Well, thanks for having me, Elizabeth. This is a really good sign, right? The fact that parents are up in arms, that they are protesting and actually have the courage to speak out finally about what's been going on in our schools for the past decade or so, it's a very good thing. And let's be very clear, there is an all-out assault against the innocence of our children, right? I tell my kids all the time, and I tell other parents that no one should talk to other children, other people's children about sex. Those are the types of people that should be kept more than 500 feet away from a school. These are inappropriate conversations, and no one in these schools is equipped to handle them.
Yeah, it's unfortunate it had to come to fisticuffs and blows. I mean, we don't want to see that. You know, Terry, there's also this story. House Judiciary Chair Jim Jordan, he sent another letter to White House Chief of Staff Jeff Zients yesterday, Terry. He's threatening a subpoena of the White House if it does not turn over by June 20th emails and text messages on how the White House coordinated with the National School Boards Association and the Justice Department to target school board parents as domestic terrorists. This probe, it looks like they're expanding it.
They are, and rightfully so. What we are seeing, what's being alleged, Elizabeth, just to be very clear, is one of the most egregious violations and oversteps of government power we've ever seen. What we have is the federal government, through the Biden administration, is being accused of creating this entire controversy out of whole cloth. It was the Biden administration that's being accused right now. They went to the National School Board Association and they solicited a letter so that they could investigate and shut down these parents as domestic terrorists. This was not an organic thing. This did not come from the National School Board Association. This came from the Biden administration, and Jim Jordan is going to get to the bottom of it.
And he's saying that the Justice Department and Education Department is still not cooperating with the House Judiciary, and he's zeroing in on a senior advisor to President Biden, a person by the name of Mary Wall. Jim Jordan says this person was a conduit between the White House, multiple agencies, and the National School Board Association. We've got government whistleblowers talking to lawmakers, too, about this. What do you think?
No, that's exactly right. And listen, there's one reason why they wanted to shut down these school board protests is because once parents figure out what's happening to their kids in schools, they're going to put a stop to it. They want the minds of our children. That is the entire point of what the progressive movement and these woke activists within the Biden administration want, is they want to corrupt their minds, indoctrinate them into their regime so that in 5 to 10 years, they have a whole huge majority of woke, indoctrinated American citizens that will vote lockstep for the Democrats.
But then you have the Southern Poverty Law Center equating parental rights organizations with the Ku Klux Klan in terms of being a hate group. How does this all hit the 2024 race?
Well, it's going to affect the 2024 race big time because it's going to put these issues at the center of the presidential debate, right? This all comes down to who the next president is and what they're going to do in office. And we hope that every Republican candidate for president will be very clear that they stand with parents and their rights to direct the education and upbringing of their children. And I do just want to say, Elizabeth, is that the Southern Poverty Law Center, them putting parents' rights groups in the same category as the Ku Klux Klan really tells you what their real agenda is. They want to destroy parental rights and corrupt our kids and indoctrinate them into their regime.
Terry Schilling, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Thank you.